Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, selling government entities were a mistake, admits Rumbuka. Fiji's doctor-patient ratio improving. And changes made to seasonal workers' recruitment policy.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
In a shocking revelation, the opposition leader has for the first time admitted that the sale of the Amalgamated Telecom Holdings, the National Bank of Fiji and the government shipyard under his SVT government were mistakes and divested for the wrong reasons. This was brought to light by Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum while responding to the opposition leader's question on why the government continues to sell government entities such as the government printery. Akosita Thale has more.
The Attorney General revealed that the SVT government asked the FNPF to buy shares in ATH at 3 times the value. But the shares which dropped overnight cost the FNPF.
What does this mean? It meant that the members of FNPF, the value of their funds dropped 3 times of that investment that was made. And of course, that particular year, the Honourable Leader of Opposition, whose Prime Minister would know, they actually had a surplus in their budget.
It was also revealed that under Rambuka's leadership, they sold the government shipyard to a New Zealand-based company that went bankrupt a few years later.
By 1996, it was evident the entity was not doing well. In fact, that company came to the government of the day at that time saying, we want to borrow money, can you guarantee our loans? You do not sell government assets to a private entity for them to come back and ask you to guarantee their loans. You're supposed to sell it to a company that can stand on its own feet.
Said Qayyum adds when the National Bank of Fiji collapsed, 51% of bank shares were sold to CMLA for $9.8 million and the remaining 49% was sold by the Garase government for $28 million. A point of order was raised by opposition whip Linda Tambuya asking the AG to stick to answering the question. But a few minutes later, the opposition leader agreed with the AG.
I totally agree with all the facts pointed out by the Honourable Attorney General. At our time, Mr. Speaker, sir, you recall we were going through, the whole world was going through corporatization, privatization, as part of enhancing the economies of struggling and growing economies.
The Attorney General informed the House that divestment of shares is not necessarily a negative way to grow the economy. Akosita Thale, FBC News.
There are currently 804 doctors working across the country with 159 vacant positions. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete says the recruitment of doctors has significantly increased in the last 5 years and has allowed Fiji to meet the WHO benchmark for the doctor-patient ratio of 1 to 1,000. Maggie Boyle reports.
The health sector continues to increase its recruitment of doctors.
In 2014, government had 431 doctors. Now there are 804 doctors. A significant increase of 373.
Speaking in Parliament, the Minister also revealed the importance of doctor care and ensuring they work corrected hours.
Last year we had 2 suicides. 2 young doctors committed to suicide. One of them is in one of the big areas, Makoi.
There were also a number of clarifications sought from the House.
Valley-Level Health Center, it's congested. People go away without being seen by a doctor. And that's a clear reflection of the doctor-patient ratio.
The surge of recent seems to be acute viral illness, and this is also tipping off the chronic cases such as asthma and those with NCDs.
How successful have we been in the recruitment of overseas doctors?
Recruitments from overseas and outside the civil service to be effected in February 2019. Medical officers 19, senior medical officers 7, principal medical officers 3, chief medical officers 3, and consultants 2.
The health minister highlighted the figures responding to an oral question on the patient ratio in public hospitals. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The public-private partnership with Aspen Medical Limited is set to benefit Fiji on a number of levels. Economy Minister Aya Said Kayum explains while the deal is a milestone for Fiji, it's also an innovative approach to improving healthcare. The minister says consultations to finalise the concession was thorough, with government working with the International Finance Corporation. The deal signed in January affects the Lautoka and Ba hospitals and will see the development within the next 3 years of a 305-bed extension, as well as a range of specialised treatments.
Now, I remember a few years ago, we had a number of Japanese companies that were keen to set up retirement villages in Fiji. And what actually stopped them was the inability of the Fijian economy to have a hospital that can provide tertiary care, full tertiary care facilities. With Aspen coming in, we'll be able to do that. So the Minister for Industry, Trade and Tourism, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, one of the things that they'll be doing, of course, is encouraging the Japanese companies to come to Fiji and set up these aged care facilities.
Enhancing regional security is critical for the Fiji police force in and around the region. While responding to questions posed by opposition members, Defence Minister Nia Seriratu stressed the police forces around the region are looking at smarter ways to deal with transnational crimes. Sainiani Boilo reports.
Drug trafficking is increasing.
Opposition MP Niko Nawaikula questioned the Defence Minister about the police force's regional policing strategy.
What is the impact of this regional policing on the fight against drug? Because from this side of the house, you can't do anything. It's proliferating. Between regions, drug trafficking is increasing.
Nia Seriratu replied the policy is taking shape.
Look at the number of arrests that have been made. Fiji and the region is a transit point, and we are managing effectively, and we are doing well. Honourable Speaker, sir.
Seriratu says they're also partnering with forces from other Pacific Island countries to address the issue.
Some of our small island countries do not have the capability, neither the capacity. They lack the resources, and this is why this partnership is so important. We maximize our output, at the same time we minimize the costs involved through the sharing of resources.
He adds the force is also providing relevant training to the officers in the Pacific to help them deal with transnational crimes. Sainiani Boila, FBC News.
The Employment Minister revealed in Parliament today that they will move their recruitment of seasonal workers for both Australia and New Zealand to urban areas, thus providing job opportunities. However, there is one condition whereby people need to be registered under the National Employment Centre to be eligible. Anna Ravulo reports.
Exciting employment opportunities will be made available for youths in pre-urban and urban areas.
There are some changes coming in. And the change will be, now we will also take all those who are registered under NEC. So that will be an opportunity where the peri-urban and urban youths can come in.
NFP leader Professor Biman Prasad questioned Bala if there is still a ban on 4 villages.
I remember in 2017, the then Employment Minister revealed to Parliament that there was a ban on 4 villages in terms of villages and settlements, in terms of recruitment of some of the workers, because some workers from those villages and settlements did not follow the regulations while they were in Australia and New Zealand. There is no ban right now. What has happened after that, that we have included the village elders to monitor the selection process, and now they will be answerable and responsible if such things happen.
Since 2015, a total of 1,694 Fijians have been deployed to both countries, with 946 in New Zealand and 748 to Australia. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Still to come, Attorney General clarifies amendments to TLTB Act, and radio remains popular form of communication. Details after the break.
bula nevango malakai leloma ngongai nakas ondo bagrong na Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa ya ondo talita na warong na Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Gua da tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong na Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Wana tuma na Bula FM number 2 na sere maluan.
Na vengo fane na tao niongo singa toka kita ondo talita kana Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Bula FM number 2 na sere.
A decision agreed upon by opposition members to support Rathuepeli Nailathikawa as Speaker of Parliament went wrong after a majority of SEDELP MPs voted for Tanya Wanganika. Speaking to FBC News, National Federation Party President Pia Tikunduandua says it was agreed by the two party leaders for opposition members to support the nomination of Rathuepeli. According to Fiji's Sun, Rumbuka says the resistance by some party members not to support Rathuepeli was a sign of no confidence to his leadership. In a statement released today, Rumbuka says the SEDELP Parliamentary Caucus has met and resolved the issue, and they are focused on working with the new Speaker. Despite the disagreements, NFP President Tikunduandua says they respect the decision made by the SEDELP MPs.
There was discussion between the leader and the leader of SEDELP, and the decision was to go with with Rathuepeli as Speaker if he were to be nominated by government. And but I think on the day, SEDELP, for their own reasons, decided to to not vote for him.
Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum has clarified that amendments to the TLTB Act is simple and administrative amendment. Speaking in Parliament, Said Qayyum says it does not in any way affect the rights of any landowner. Ali Kimbia with the story.
Opposition members have spoken out strongly on the amendments to the TLTB Act. However, the Attorney General says this has been taken out of context.
We're talking about a new CEO for TLTB. Who will pay for the new CEO?
And again, those kind of dealings, when we move into commercial interest.
It is a very sore point for the opposition, so it's not a simple matter.
They've turned this and brought all sorts of issues into it. Religion, UNDRIP, ILO, ethnicity, whatever the case is. This is simply an administrative amendment. It does not in any way affect the rights of any landowner.
Said Qayyum says government will also ensure that corrupt dealings that transpired in the past will not happen again.
Previously, the TLTB leased out a lot of Ethiopia land for peppercorn rent. Previously, TLTB, post-independence even, leased out land to hoteliers at minimal rates. Oh, we'll build this for you for $10,000, and TLTB would accept that.
The Attorney General says a lot of issues raised by opposition members in regards to the amendments are irrelevant. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
A man in his 50s is in custody for his alleged involvement in a robbery at a restaurant located at Demoda City Complex in Laudala Bay. The alleged incident occurred sometime between midnight to yesterday morning. A report was lodged with the Rewanga police when cash of up to $14,000 was discovered missing from the company's safe. A joint investigation task force team comprising of officers from the Southern Division and CID Rewanga managed to identify the suspect from CCTV footage. The suspect was arrested yesterday afternoon at Komave Settlement. Police also found more than $800 in cash believed to have been stolen from the restaurant in his possession. Equipment believed to have been used to commit the robbery was also recovered from the suspect. In today's world of digital communications, radio still reaches more people than any other media platform. The industry has changed over the years, and announcers no longer have to manually play music as everything is computerized. Catherine Krishna reports the theme for this year's World Radio Day is dialogue, tolerance and peace.
Gone are the days when radio announcers had to play vinyl, cassettes and CDs for programming.
Long play records, so we use stylus and other gears equipment. We used to play a lot of recordings from spool machines. It was all very manual. Commercials were recorded and caged in an equipment called cartridge machine.
Radio Fiji One program director Nai Kamanalangi says her journey for the past 30 years has been a dream come true.
What keeps me going on radio is my passion of being a radio presenter, and secondly, it's my audience.
Radio Fiji 2 mid-morning presenter Noor Jahan says she can't imagine her life without her audience.
It's like oxygen to me. Live and breathe radio here. Since I've been in radio for more than 30 years, it has become a part and parcel of my life, very important ingredient in my life.
Happy World Radio Day from FBC.
Despite the digital revolution, radio remains to be the world's most popular form of media in terms of audience and continues to be the fastest and most reliable form of communication in time of emergencies. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
And turning to world news, British Prime Minister Theresa May believes it's possible to find a Brexit deal that Parliament can support, but she is being accused for running down the clock. Coming up in sports later with Jamie, netball players facing disciplinary issues will be given time to respond. But first, Rachel is here now with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. New lemon-infused beer hits Fiji market. And in Going Fiji, Ministry sets new target to improve water quality. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In business tonight, with lemon-flavored beer becoming a trend worldwide, a leading beverage company, Paradise Beverages, has launched a new lemon-infused beer into the local market. The company wants to fulfill the changing taste of beer lovers and believe that the new Fiji Gold Molly launched a week ago will do just that. Pranita Prakash reports.
Paradise Beverages believes consumers continue to look for different varieties of beer.
So one of the biggest trends at the moment worldwide is lemon-flavoured beer. So we thought, why not use our Fiji Gold product and add some lemon flavouring to that.
Mike Spencer boasts the Fiji Gold Molly has become an instant hit. The actual lemon flavour is brought from abroad.
We don't actually put lemons in a beer, it's a lemon concentrate that we add to the beer. But essentially the beer is it's basically Fiji Gold, just with lemon flavouring. There are no differences. But a lot of the comments have come back that it actually tastes like lemon tea. So the lemon flavouring has actually really changed the taste of the beer significantly.
Spencer says this shows that a local company can also brew something which is world class. The Fiji Gold Molly will likely hit the Pacific Island markets as well. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
More than $230 million was directly injected into the economy through various movie productions in the last 3 years. Economy Minister Ayaz Said Kayum says the Income Tax Filmmaking Regulation 2016 stipulates that overseas production houses need to engage local staff. He adds 500 locals were employed during the recent production of Survivor series, while a feature film currently being shot in Fiji has employed 100 locals.
Because a number of productions have been coming to Fiji, some of the locals have actually now become a bit of an expert in those areas. So in one of the productions, one local crew actually went to the level of assistant director. So you see, if I, for example, get into the movie industry as a Fijian, then if I go into 4 or 5 productions, I develop a particular knowledge base.
And we now join Sunifa from HFC Bank with the latest from the trading world.
Looking at the foreign markets today, New Zealand Central Bank held the official cash rate at a record low of 1.75%. They also emphasized that policy will remain accommodative for a considerable period as risk to economic growth increased. The US dollar edged lower against its peers today as rising expectations of a breakthrough in the trade standoff between United States and China led investors to put money into the euro and Asian currencies. The main focus for the markets are the high-level talks this week in China, where the world's two largest economies attempt to hammer out a trade deal. Elsewhere, sterling was slightly higher in early Asian trade, while traders expect the British pound to remain volatile over the coming weeks. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Thanks, Anifa. On to the exchange rates as it was set this morning. The mixed day trend continues for the Fijian dollar, with our dollar gaining against the US dollar, the Kiwi dollar, as well as the PNG Kina and the Japanese yen, while it declined against the other currencies we cover. Taking a look at the commodities market, it was a good day, with oil prices gaining and ending the day at $53.57 a barrel. Gold was down to close at $1,311 per ounce, and silver closed at $15.70 an ounce. And in Growing Fiji tonight, the Water Authority aims to provide 100% access to clean and safe water in urban areas by 2021. Infrastructure Minister Chani Osamate says accessibility to proper water supply in urban areas currently stands at 84% compared to 70% in 2016. Osamate made the revelation during his ministerial statement in Parliament today.
We know that investment in water and sanitation is investment in health, and it is also investment in overall cost savings to government. According to the World Health Organization, for every $1 that we spend in safe drinking water and sanitation, the return is $3 to $34.
And that's a wrap from the Business Desk for tonight. Jamie joins you now with all the very latest in sports.
Thanks, and good evening in sports tonight. Henderson Eels outsmart Lautoka in dying minutes. And Fiji Sevens return to camp. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Henderson Eels defeated Lautoka 6-5 in the OFC Champions League at Churchill Park this afternoon. Lautoka trailed 2-4 at the break, but seemed to have turned things around in the second spell, scoring 3 unanswered goals. However, the Eels had other plans of fighting back in the dying minutes to steal the win. Here are the goals from the match. The Fiji Football Association has drafted an itinerary for former French footballer Michael Sylvestre before he graces the Fiji Football Association Awards night as chief guest. The list includes a full welcome ceremony when he arrives on the 27th of next month and an opportunity for fans to meet him 2 days before the main night. Meli Tavanga with the details.
The national football body will make full use of Michael Sylvestre's visit to Fiji.
We'll take him to Lautoka to meet the school students, about 1,000 students in Lautoka. So, great opportunity for Lautoka secondary schools to bind together. We're still looking at either Churchill Park or we go to the schools direct.
Fans will not be disappointed as Silvestre will also be at the Vodafone outlet in Tapu City, Lautoka.
You'll be there for 1 hour to sign autograph for all the Manchester United and Arsenal fans, because Fiji has got a great following of English Premier League. A lot of Arsenal Man U fans have been calling if there will be opportunity for them to get their Man U shirts signed off. So we'll try to organize with Vodafone.
Mohammed Yusuf says Silvestre will also have time to experience the Fijian beauty.
I want to send him to the islands on the cruise for him to enjoy Fijian beauty in the Sawas and Mamanudas. And Saturday is the program.
After the much-needed break, the Fiji Airways Men's Sevens Extended Squad resumed training today to begin preparations for the Las Vegas and Vancouver tournaments next month, where coach Gareth Baber says he may introduce some new talent. Koroi Tandulala reports.
Coach Gareth Baber is keeping his options open and hopes some new players will make it to the final squad for the next leg.
Yes, there's a couple of players that I've seen and I want to see how they react in our environment, what their fitness levels are like, what are their characters like, how hard are they prepared to work, what their skill levels like. And sometimes taking them from local tournaments and putting them side by side with some of these, obviously, guys who have been on the circuit is important for me to be able to get a gauge of exactly how they're operating, and that's what we're doing at the moment. So potentially, yes, you could see 1 or 2 new faces.
Baber says the players have recovered and are ready for the training sessions.
All those players are now back into full training, having had a recovery and obviously some medical treatment during that period. So we're in a position now, obviously, as we get into our trainings this week, that everybody is healthy. Those injuries, as I said, that were sustained in Sydney are no longer with us. I mean, there's still a bit of a niggle and bumps that players have, but nothing that's going to be major in keeping a player out at this stage.
Fiji is pooled with Wales, Australia and Scotland in the Las Vegas Sevens next month. Koroi Tandulala, FBC Sports.
The Coca-Cola Games will have some major changes to its program this year so that athletes will be able to return home in time for the Easter holidays. Fiji Secondary Schools Athletics Association has confirmed they are finalizing the 3-day program before it is sent to schools around the country. Association Secretary Vuli Wanga says they're prioritizing schools that travel from afar to compete at the annual event.
We're trying to make sure that the competition finishes around 1 o'clock on Thursday. To do that, we have brought in some of the events that are normally run on the last day into day 1 and day 2. So the 800 meters event, which is normally on day 3, is now going to be run on day 1 in the hits, and then day 2 is going to be the finals.
Fiji Netball has chosen not to divulge much information on its 3 extended squad members who have been stood down temporarily as the Fiji Pearls prepare for international tests and the World Cup in July. President Wainikiti Mbonginrao says they have a disciplinary process in place to deal with issues that arise. Mid-court player Alessi Paul and the Rusivakula sisters Afa and Maliana have been sidelined and are not part of the extended squad currently vying for a spot in the Fiji Pearls. Mbonginrao says when an issue arises, the process provides for the association's disciplinary committee to look into it, which includes providing the member or athlete an opportunity to respond. Paris Saint-Germain has defeated Manchester United 2-0 in its first leg match of the Champions League round of 16 this morning. Here are the goals from the game.
Oh, and they let it run, with which they've hurt opponents so often in the past, but flag stays down. Have a look at Mbappe here. The ground that he covers like an Olympic sprinter to get himself in between those 2 defenders. And
meanwhile, in another match, Roma beat FC Porto 2-1. Nicolo Zaniolo was the star for Roma, netting both their goals.
This is Nicolo Zaniolo! Zaniolo outside it. Dzeko goes for goal himself, and Zaniolo gets his rewards and shows his quality. Knocked down at the other end. Oh, it's a sliced, attempted finish.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather, and in the world of the weird and the wonderful, take a look at a valley of tombs in Italy. That's coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
In new media, in just a few short years, true wireless earphones have gone from sonic moonshot to a rite of passage for virtually every headphone maker. And it's Weather Time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Hope your Wednesday was fantastic. The weather was such a beauty, totally sunny with some fine and appealing conditions. But tables are predicted to turn from tomorrow. Showers are anticipated, but we will take a look at that in a while. But taking a look in the west for today, pretty hot conditions. The heat was quite intense. Eastwards from Pekhavar to Suva, similar conditions just like the west. And up north, the heat also took a high turn. At sea, southeast winds gusting to 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 1:07 a.m. with low tide at 7:07 a.m. Sunrise at 5:59. For tomorrow, rain to escalate but with a possibility of clearer conditions later in the day. Tomorrow's temps, if you like some sun bath, then Lambasa is the place to be as it will rise up to 33 degrees. And looking further on to Friday, keep your umbrellas and raincoats handy as light showers are gradually moving towards us. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji on Pulse tonight, we asked, what does Valentine's Day mean to you?
It's love, but for me, since I don't have any Valentine's, so it's just staying alone.
Valentine's Day means that we get to spend a day with our family and our loved ones, and yes, that's what Valentine's Day means to me.
Valentine's Day means love. You know, if you have to love someone, you prepare something very special to give. Give more during the Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is a day that you give a special.
Selling government entities were a mistake, admits Rambuka. Fiji's doctor-patient ratio improving, and changes made to seasonal workers recruitment policy. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, is drugs becoming a major social problem for Fiji? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day sent in by Johnny King. The beautiful scenery was captured on Malolo Island. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, neva ngomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas on tumakarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya on talitay na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
Guya do tumeli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
Wana tuma ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere naman.
Na vengo fane na tao no singa toka, kita on talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.